and there happens to be a story waiting by. Wait, where am I? Here I am. It is I, Pieface, and greetings from Skippy's house. And happy Halloween! I hope things are having fun for you today. So, what we're doing today is, well, let me tell you what happened to me. I was in the basement gathering some stuff and whatever until I found some old storybooks, and they appeared to be true ones. Not really. From the original owners that used to experience very unusual characters from long ago. And this one is about a robotic character named Murray Puppet. I think you might figure out who he is in just a minute. So, without further ado, time to get scary with very scary stories. However, when I read it, it wasn't really that scary to me. But a little mysterious too, though. So, without further ado, again, the first encounter of Murray B. Puppet. Roll it.
Murray B. Puppet wasn't always a goofy cartoon character. He can have a dark side sometimes by hiding around in the dark in the real world, jump scaring people. But it's just those who really deserve it. And trust me, I have experienced it the same way. I live in Holton, Maine, USA. This letter was written in 1944, 5 years after Halloween came to America. I used to own black slaves, and I was not really that nice to them. In fact, I wasn't nice to anyone that I knew. I was a very ill-tempered communist, and I wanted everyone to think of me as their leader. However, on the day before Halloween, things changed. I was at work one day. I was finishing up, and then I saw something under a tree. I got closer, and it was a book. But it looked so old, and there was a note. It said, "You are the next owner. I'm too old for this now. You have lessons to learn. Richard Ranger." I had no idea what on earth this meant until now. So I picked up the book, took it home, and read through the pages. There were...
And, yeah, make sure that he doesn't get away this time, okay? I don't want him interfering with my plans. And, I gotta go. Bye. So, the first part was really scary now, wasn't it? I mean, not much at all, but the music certainly had you the heebie-jeebies, huh? And the name of this place, it's really dark. Anyway, I don't know what else to do, but there's something else very mysterious about this room right here. This room happens to have very weird, physics. Whenever you break the floor, you fall down and land somewhere, anywhere else. Here, what's this? See? from the dead. uh, Please bear with me. This is a very low budget. So, I guess we can continue the story. Last time, last time, uh, the unknown owner found the book. So let's see what else he has up his sleeve. Shall we? I don't really know who uploads this weird something.
Many weird notes and stories about interesting yet scary characters. And one that caught my eye was a note about a character named Murray. After I read that note, I completely doubt everything. However, I have felt something unusual. Like something was above my head. But I figured it was nothing. Boy, was I wrong. October 31st, 1944. It was 6 p.m., the usual time I go out for trick-or-treating. And it was so successful because sometimes if they don't like your costume, they will give you rocks. Funny, right? As I was about to get back home, I saw a big figure blocking my way and giving animal balloons to the kids. But I did not trust him at all because he's really tall and made out of metal, like the character I was reading about. So I hid. I came back 10 minutes later. That crazy character was still there. It was staring at me. As I got closer, the character looked exactly like Murray. And he said, "I've been waiting for you, son." And gave me a balloon. And as he left, I ran back to my house. 12:59 a.m. I was asleep, assuming I would never see that Murray guy again. But then, one night, I got thirsty, so I went to the kitchen to grab a glass of water. And I always kept hearing voices. And then soon enough, I heard a tap on my window. So I looked, and then I saw him, face to face with Murray B. Puppet.
What? Huh? Oh. Oh, sorry. That story was so boring I fell asleep. I had this wonderful dream when everyone was thinking of me as the greatest man in the world. What's so funny? Oh, the audience. Ha. You know, that reminds me of that one time last Halloween at the dark of night. It was so dark I couldn't see anything. And I was walking along the streets until I saw something wearing gloves and a mask. He looked a little bit like me, but he was too far for me to see. So I tried to look a little closer, but I was worried. He looked kind of aggressive. I was preparing my tough guys to make sure I won't get injured or harmed or killed. And they got closer and closer. And to my pleasant surprise, it was my own reflection! Ah! the audience again. Well, I bet you won't be laughing until we see the end of the story, right after that owner was about to get jump scared.
Now then, I'm going to tell you what happened before I close. After the encounter with Murray, he wandered right inside the house. I hid in my closet, and I was looking for something that could disguise me. And I found a criminal mask that I used to use when I robbed banks. So I used it, and it fooled Murray at first. I thought he left, but after I took off the mask, he showed up right behind me. I ran and I ran right into the kitchen again. But there was no telling where he would be, so I just gave up. And I let Murray come up closer and closer. But as I thought he was going to jump scare me, everything grew black. And things were silent for 3 seconds. And then he jump scared me, of course. And after that, everything was back to normal. But after, I believe I deserved that. So, I changed. I gave up my communistic ways and became more and more calmer. My family had no idea why I was so quiet now, because they always knew me as being a bit of a monster. Later on, I saw some other cartoons about Murray, and every time I look at him, all I could think about is him scaring me every night. And jump scaring me, of course. Tensions that Murray might be knocking on my door, but every time I open, he's not there. I don't think I ever saw him again. It's just in my head. So that's the story. Thank you for reading it. And if you do, turn away from it. Because you do not want to suffer the wrath of Murray B. Puppet.
Well, I hope you enjoy the story and the Halloween special. I know it's not really that much, but hey, you get what you pay for. And I hope you had a great Halloween. About to go and get some candy, trick-or-treating, and please don't leave the tricks to me. I get lots of heart attacks and have crazy giant reflexes, if you know what I mean. Well, thank you for listening to my stories. Next year, we'll be learning about a glowing huntsman spider called the Immortal Spider. I think it's much more terrifying than this. Meantime, good night. Now, I need to find my way out of here. The floor again. Ow.